listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM, and also online at mykcr.org.
To battle is to fight, to struggle, to overcome, and ultimately for the Marine Corps, it means to win. There is no alternative. It's not just a statement of intent. It's a promise to our nation. A promise kept for more than 2 centuries. A promise of the Marines.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer. Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Jared Mans from the Spring Lake Fire Department, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Visit their newest branch, conveniently located at the Ulster Commons Plaza in Lake Katrine. Experience the difference that local community banking offers with the convenience of another great location, easy access, plenty of parking, and a 24-hour ATM. Ulster Savings Bank, invested in community, invested in you. Member FDIC.
All right, folks, this is Thunder Thursday. This is Tony Marmo.
This is Val Dwyer. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I feel like it's been a long time.
It has, because there was 5 Thursdays in
September,
and
right.
I'm on the 2nd and the 4th.
Right. So it's been a few weeks.
Yeah, I was looking last week. I thought on Wednesday I was supposed to be here, but it wasn't on my calendar.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they sneak that 5th one in.
Yeah. So things are going well, generally-ish.
Generally-ish, things are going well.
Yeah, well, it's like Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
things are going well. Busy.
Yeah. Everybody is busy. There's not, the people that I, hang around with are just super busy all the time. And it's just, how do you got to figure out a way to slow down. It's like preaching to the choir. For me, I got to tell myself, which is why I have.
You should have this figured out by now.
No, I need another, well, that one says breathe.
Yeah.
This one says slow your roll.
Slow your roll.
But I don't.
One of my good girlfriends, her license plate says breathe.
Yeah.
And she's got 4 kids, so it's kind of, when I first met her, I'm like, what the heck's up with your license plate? And she's like, just having 4 kids, it just reminds me
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. That's just.
Driving, it's okay.
Yeah,
we're going to get there. Don't freak out.
There's 4 still in the house?
No.
Okay.
There are 2 still in the house, 2 in college. But
they never really get out of the house per se. But
they're in college, so that's just a different thing to keep you up at night.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning as my daughter's approaching 16 in January. People used to tell me, and I believed it at the time. I still do. Is enjoy the little problems.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Now we get to start all over with grandkids and watch their development, and that's kind of cool. And our guys are now parents, and both of them, I have to say, are really good parents. I think for modern men, changing diapers and all the stuff that I would never do, and Gary Errol never would do.
Gary Errol never changed a diaper.
And
Today's
right,
Gary Errol's birthday.
I know. Happy birthday to him.
To my dad.
Yeah. He might be around my age, I think.
He's 66 today.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm a year older than him. In November, I'll be 67. So yeah, good for him. Yeah, that we were in an era where if you had to do diapers, man, it was the last resort.
Yeah, and I never understood it because I think I know I'm biased, but I think my dad is the best dad ever, and so. When he told me that when I was older, I was like, really? Because you've always been, he was like, It wasn't really till I was out of diapers that he really kind of,
spill the beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
happy
no, he
birthday,
kind
Gary.
of stepped in on everything.
Oh.
Once he could take me everywhere without diapers.
Yeah.
Then I was cool. So.
Yeah, the world has definitely
Different.
changed. That part of it has changed, And so at least my guys, I mean, they both cook up a storm, and I never really cooked at all. I cooked a little bit, but not much. They're both cookers, and they're not great cleaners. They're not. But I had the clean gene, and those kids had, they both love to cook now. So their wives are, pretty much don't do a whole lot of cooking.
That's
I mean, they,
good.
so.
That's good.
Like, Dad, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Yeah, that's good.
That is good. So we had, speaking about that, Lucas and Adrian were at the, Lucas and Adrian, at the Italian Festival, and the little one had a great time.
How old is he?
He's 5.
Four? Okay.
Yeah, he's 5. He can be 5 October. He turned 5 October 1st, so... there was the accordion player. For some reason, the kids gravitated to the accordion player. I don't know why.
Really?
Corey Pesatura was great. I mean, he was like an amazing, magician with that accordion. And there was like a million little kids out there. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
they
just
probably have never
the tone
seen
of
it before, or it looked interesting, or
yeah. So we had a great day. It was a lot of work, but very much worthwhile. The community, I think, responded well to it. We had a stage full of elected officials at the beginning, and our award winners were Bill Calderera, Mary Tuma, the man and woman Senora of the Year, and then Bob Siracusano. We gave a community service award because he's an amazing guy.
Great
and Joe Conkra, who started the O Positive Festival, and that's just a force of nature in Kingston. We participated in the group of Italians in the parade, which was very interesting, I have to say. Next year we're going to get some Venetian masks and do it up, try to get into the spirit of it. And then Saturday we gave out donated sausage and peppers from Mark Guido's Little Italy at another event that they had, the farmers market for O Positive. So O Positive made, I don't know, a few $100 donated from sandwiches from Mark Guido. So, it was a busy weekend, and Monday I thought I was going to be, I think I did 15 and a half miles on my Fitbit just on Sunday from 6:30 to 9:30. And I was surprised. I was really not exhausted on Monday, and so we had some signs to pick up, and, you got to pick up stuff after you can't leave. It just honks me when you get people organizations leave signs up for
for months.
Forever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for all your effort. I'm sure it was a great time. I'm always away on Columbus Day weekend, so I've never had an opportunity to go to that.
It's a long weekend, right? It's a 3-day weekend.
Yeah,
for kids
3-day weekend.
Yeah.
I told you before the show, I was in Vegas. And what a weird experience sitting at a table with a mask on. It was just a whole.
Oh, you had to?
You had to.
They made you?
Yeah, so it was just a bit
interesting.
Weird, You could.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Well, I guess if you're playing cards, maybe
I know that's what I mean.
Maybe that helps. No, but maybe that helps
you. Yeah.
You can't see your face, or these are crap cards. I'm not doing anything with these. So
it's interesting.
How was Vegas? Busy-ish?
I think it was busy-ish. I got to tell you, I was out there a few years ago, and I don't know why really this time. We stayed at the Cosmopolitan, which is kind of down towards Caesars and the Bellagio, and it's just, what a clean city.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's other
areas
that aren't, but where we were, it was so clean. And then, when you go down to the New York area, it was just kind of crazy because you feel like you're in New York City, but it's clean.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Why do you think that is? I mean, do you think people just don't throw trash out on the street like they do here in Kingston? Our Italian group picks up around the Cloverleaf off of 9W Delaware Avenue, where we pick up garbage there, and it's always
awful.
Filled with, why people throw stuff out a window, I have no idea. Take it to the nearest garbage can, wherever that is, in the gas station, your house. Why just throw it out the window? And they'll throw, all kinds of stuff out. Leftover McDonald's food, the whole bag goes out the window.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's like the garbage can. Why do you think it is in Vegas?
I don't know, because I have to say there wasn't a tremendous police presence. So I don't know, because you think you've got
City?
a lot of people drinking, and usually that kind of would contribute to people doing stupid things. I don't know why. I did find interesting. So they just built the reason why we were going out there originally. We picked that weekend was because my husband's a Chicago Bears fan, and they were supposed to be playing. Who used to be the LA Chargers?
Las
Vegas Chargers.
Right.
And so we were going to go out there, and then we found out it was like $1,500 a ticket for
Lord.
nosebleed seats.
Yeah.
But what was interesting, what a beautiful stadium. We saw it from the outside. They have no parking at that stadium at all.
What?
Isn't that interesting?
Where do they park?
I don't know. I didn't
Maybe
get that far.
don't they park, or maybe they got to park somewhere away and take a train in or
Maybe
something?
that's like the fiasco to get you to like because it's right there. It's right by the strip. So maybe that's like, hey, go park at a casino, go spend some money, and then walk over. I don't know. But I thought that was interesting.
Maybe the casinos give you free parking. Do they still give like free breakfasts or something? They try to lure you in to gamble. I was there 100,000 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they give you like a free drink or two. We kind of during the day we were at the pool, and in order to get a reserved seat at the pool, you didn't pay for the seats, but you kind of prepaid for some food.
Yeah.
So we just we ate there.
Yeah.
So and drank there. So I don't really know what they're giving out.
Any job issues there that you saw? I mean, no.
I did not see any
like job signs.
I did not see any job issues. Nope, I didn't.
Another difference.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, because everybody around here.
They employ a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. No, it's it's a huge
came,
service industry.
Which that's actually one thing looking back, because since the pandemic, I've never had, anytime I've been in a hotel, there's no maid service, but they didn't even ask. The maid came, and so, there didn't seem to be any labor issues there.
Interesting. Because one of the things we talked about, and it probably doesn't affect Vegas, but a lack of Eastern European, South American seasonal workers, that just they're not in this country generally. Maybe they're starting to leak in. I heard folks from Mohonk who get those say get those folks that this year coming, so into 22 year, that they'll that they're starting to get them. But so
and they're opening up. I saw they're opening up the Canadian.
Yeah. So that should be good. A lot of Canadian friends through Rotary, live in the Toronto, Ontario area, and Calgary and British Columbia, and they're all. And we talk to them, about once a month on Zoom, and so they're all head scratchers. Like, what's.
I know.
But so they've done it differently in Canada. They giving everybody pretty much like 85% of the population has first dose, but they didn't do first dose second. We're not distributing the second dose, they said, until almost the entire population gets the first dose.
Really, that's interesting.
So, and not mandatory, but they had a lot of social pressure there, I guess, on each other, more so than in the States, I think, to get the first vaccine. So,
that's interesting.
So,
interesting concept.
Yeah, first dose to everybody. Yeah, yeah.
Just because be less effective for
I guess.
Kind of more about. I guess they're more about quantity than quality.
Right, exactly. So
interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, so today's guest, we have John Maserjian from Central Hudson. He's electrifying guest. And
very passionate.
Very passionate. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And I'll have to tell you, he's great with customer service. I had a friend who had an issue with. They had a tenant move out, and they had all kinds of issues trying to get through, and here in Kingston. And I called John up, and he just intervened immediately. So he's really great
Good
with
connection
that.
to
Yeah,
have.
well, it is,
Great
and
resource.
but it's a credit to him that he's willing to step in and say, hey, I'll take care of that. These things happen, blah blah blah. So
always a positive attitude too.
yeah, great. Absolutely. And then Veronica, Fassbender, Kevin Godbey from Kingston Happenings, they were at the Italian Festival taking pictures and
Good.
doing a lot of stuff. So they're omnipresent in Kingston. And then at 8:30, we have Melinda McKnight, who is a candidate for town of Hurley Supervisor job, right?
Yep.
So that's the show today. And what's going on in Concern Kingston land? Everything a little quiet. I hate to say that word, but it's, maybe everybody's trying to dodge the bike path or something.
I know. There's a lot of
chatter, right?
That,
a lot of chatter about that.
A lot of that. I
wonder why it's not open. There's a stretch that's just still, like Midtown is still closed. Like it seems like you can't get on it.
It may be because of the intersection that they're redoing on Grand Street. Maybe just for safety reasons.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So this weekend, I just want to plug if you're looking for something to do. I know it's homecoming. There's going to be a parade uptown. I think it starts at GW and goes to I think it ends at Dietz Stadium, and I believe that starts at 5:30 with the football game at 7. So that's going on this weekend.
I think the Kiwanis Capers is coming up too.
Yes, that is next weekend.
Next weekend, right,
yep.
right.
And I think that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think they took the Sunday show away.
I think so too.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe they never had a Sunday show.
Yeah. Mo Gibbons is great. Mo, if you're listening, I have a check for you at Norman Staffing, so please, please come and pick it up. It's been sitting there for a little bit, so yes, things seem relatively peaceful-ish in Kingston, right? What's going on?
Yeah, we got some events here.
Mia, we're not going to read the Snowflake Festival already. It's in December. What do we got? Come on, you kidding me? It's Friday, December 3rd, but come on.
I know, 6 to 8. I'm excited. That's always fun. Have you ever gone to that?
Maybe not, but I can't. Maybe.
Really, really a fun event.
We're members. Norman Staffing are members of Cuba, and they do a great job. Trying to drum up some business. So
it's a great thing to bring the kids to.
Yeah, be good to get maybe some of the business associations on this show. There's Midtown, there's downtown. The downtown group. This last weekend, so the Italian Festival, the O Positive Festival, I call it Field and Stream, but it's not that. It's Field and Supply out at Hutton Brickyard.
I'm not to interrupt you. You guys are just talking about the bike lanes?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just got a text from a city official. They can't open the bike lanes on Broadway until the traffic signal lights are installed. Oh. And there's a supply issue with that.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why they're not open.
Okay. All right.
Good to know.
Thank you for that clarification.
No problem.
It must be with the chips, with the car starter
I think
chips.
it's a complete mess anyway. What are they going to do when we get a foot of snow or 3 or 4 inches of snow?
Yeah, well, the bike lanes are going to go away, but I don't know if that means they're going to move the cars into the street because, well, I guess they're going to ban parking.
It's going to be very confusing at the least, right?
Yeah, you're going to ban park. You'll have a snow emergency. The cars can't park there anyway. I don't know where they park. The only other thought I had about that, and look, I get it. Some new things people have a tough time understanding and getting, but you're opening your car door into traffic. Yeah. I happened to, when I was picking up signs for the Italian Festival, I parked in a legit parking space. I opened my door and almost got my car door taken off. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like...
What did Guy Greco say last week? The only people that like change are panhandlers and
babies.
And babies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Cute. I like that.
Great. So,
I do love the new roundabout. I will say that. I know.
Yeah, me too.
I love the new roundabout. Yep.
Yeah, I think it works great, and people don't stop in the middle of it anymore. That was like, okay, you're not supposed to stop.
I know.
Don't let the other person in when you're on it. Okay.
I know.
It's just kind of.
I don't understand. This is not a new.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Speaking of bicycles.
Yeah. Speaking of bicycles, yes, very good. Very good. Excellent.
Announcement. The YMCA and Bike Friendly Kingston are hosting a bike repair clinic on October 20th, which would be next Wednesday.
Correct.
Right? Is your bike ready to ride? Bike Friendly Kingston and the YMCA of Kingston and Ulster County will be hosting their next free bicycle repair clinic on Wednesday, October 20th. Come to the Y parking lot on Pine Grove Avenue in Kingston between 3 and 6 p.m. to have your bike checked over. The last bike will be accepted at 5:30 p.m. So that's next Wednesday between 3 and 6 in the Y parking lot on
There you
Pine
go.
Grove there. So that's good.
That's a great thing. Tom Polk is amazing. He's just like Mr. Bike. I mean, I don't know. He's such
Bike.
Mr. Bike, not Mr. Bikert. Mr. Bike.
That's good.
Yeah. So all is good. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like people are starting to gear up. I mean, for me, it's like we had a lot of folks work the Italian festival. It's like the Hurley. You know, it's a huge effort to pull off something like that.
Yes, it is.
When you have 5,000-6,000 people, whatever we had a bunch of people. And so to me, it's a huge relief. I'm like
Check
breathing.
that off the list.
Yeah, I'm like breathing a sigh of okay, I can chill for a while.
Yeah.
You know, but we know we have our Happy Christmas Fund coming up on November 4th, and we're gearing up for that. Lawrence sent out 1,100 letters. 1088. There you go.
Wow, great.
And 13 of them came back like either they're out of business or. So that's good. Out of 1088, only 13 of them.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's great.
Thanks.
And I've actually got about 12 of them back already with money in them. So
That's great.
Yeah. So and that's something new that me, Tony, and Bob and Greg, when we started having these meetings 6 months ago, when we started talking about what we could do to bring the Happy Christmas Fund up to a certain level of money to take care of KCR and to take care of the children for Happy Christmas Fund. This is what we came up with, and Bob Circusano's been a huge help with that.
Yeah.
He has.
And we've been checking in every day with each other and going over stuff, and I think this year's going to be way better. I think we're going to have a great, big, successful year this year.
Yeah, I do too. It's well planned.
We got a great
thought
lineup
out.
of hosts. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good day.
Yeah, it'll be good. And thanks to the Ulster County Regional Chamber of Commerce, they assisted our efforts with a mailing list, providing that to us.
And the flyers from you.
And the flyer.
And then the thing
Right.
that's going to,
there's going to be a chamber email blast going out on the 26th of October that announces it with, flyers. So, I mean, I think we're doing a good job getting the word out. Hopefully we're going to pick up some more listeners, some more YouTube followers as a result of this too. And
we are picking up more YouTube followers. We're up to 230 now.
That's great. Just
that's good.
broadening our base. And
that's, remember when we started, what did we have, 17?
I think
Yeah.
so, man. It was pretty low.
It's good.
But,
and we're up to, I think, almost 1,000 people on Facebook, or 800
followers,
or 900 or
Yeah.
something.
Good.
Yeah, and that used to only be like, a couple hundred.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we have a great lineup of hosts and guests that come on and folks listening. Again, it's a unique.
Maybe that's a good. Thinking of Facebook, maybe that's what we'll do. We'll have to between now and the event, we'll put the schedule of the list of the people that are going to be on that day, because Marianne DeGroat does a good job for that. Yeah. Val, you're on at 1:30, I think, or
it's on my calendar.
I don't have it here.
You
in
and I
front
are
of
on
me.
together. We got to noodle on some folks to. I have a couple of ideas about folks. We need
you two were on together,
okay.
right? Good.
Good. I love it.
Yeah,
I love ideas. I love a plan.
Yeah, need a plan, Stan.
Need a plan.
Yeah. So
that's good. That'll be good.
Yeah, that's.
It's hard to believe we're thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that other.
Right.
Have you guys been shopping lately? Into the grocery store?
Where?
I had to go yesterday.
Hannaford, I go to Hannaford.
Okay, well, I had to go to like all four of them yesterday to find my mother Fresca, because she only drinks Fresca.
They still make Fresca?
There's a Fresca shortage everywhere, but not only a Fresca shortage. Have you walked through it's like going there when COVID started. The shelves are empty. People are in there shopping. Yeah, and I went yesterday during work hours. Like
Lawrence,
she's like, get up out of your desk and go get me. She needed stuff.
The supply chain issues are.
They're
all over,
affecting everything.
I mean, and I don't get it. I don't know if they're doing it intentionally to drive prices up.
No, there's
look,
yesterday I started noticing I couldn't find cereal yesterday. They were like,
Really?
5 or 6. Yeah, they had.
Oh, man.
There was some cereal there that wasn't the kind I was going to eat.
Still have toilet paper stored from
Fruity
2020.
Pebbles, huh?
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking for Fruity Pebbles. I was
No, but
for,
I mean, it's a real issue.
A little more healthy.
Don't
okay.
don't try to.
Fruity Pebbles is when I was, your
Rent a
daughter's
car.
age.
Don't try to rent a car. It's like $300 a day.
Yeah.
Or
It's
some stupid
it's
number like
crazy
that. No,
expensive.
it's $90 a day. It's like $600
It's
bucks
double.
a week.
Yeah, it's
I got
crazy.
premium gas at Stewart's yesterday because it has non-ethanol and it's good. It's $4.03 a gallon at Stewart's for premium.
I know it.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the best. I think Stewart's 91 gas. It's got no ethanol in it.
Yeah,
it's good
that's
for
what
your
I use
engine. I
too.
mean, I use it on my chainsaw and all my other
Right.
stuff.
Plus, it's
But
Stewart's.
4.03 a gallon? I mean,
Yeah.
jeez.
No, I'm saying
Louise.
Stewart supports KCR.
Oh yeah.
so Stewart supports
I buy my milk there. I buy everything.
Yeah, I
my
do
father
too.
was a firm believer in that.
Yeah, me too.
When I was young, before I was 21, I'd be like, Dad, why I get all this crappy beer in the fridge? I was like, Schlitz, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey,
I was like, you got money, pal.
That
Buy
wasn't
some
crappy beer
Heineken.
back then, dude.
And
I
he
was
sat
gonna
me.
say that.
He'd
That
sit
was
me
the beer.
down. He'd sit me down, and he would tell me the story on how it all works. And I buy this beer, and I buy this food, and I buy because they spend money on the radio station, and I keep the money in the community, and
Right.
Yep.
that hit home. And now
Yep.
I understand why.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way,
so I shop all my stuff too. If I need something at a hardware store, I go to Herzog's before I go to Lowe's.
Bud
Yeah.
Box stores, right?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that was before all the foofy beer came out. You know,
There was no
that
foofy beer
the
then.
Schlitz,
lagers
you
and
know,
the dogfish head.
PBR. Yeah.
Now he
Well,
only wanted the foofy beer one time a year. He liked Anchor Steam. You ever hear Anchor
Yeah.
Steam? He loved that.
Well,
so
that's
I
a
would buy
foreign-
him
that's an
for
international,
Christmas.
yeah.
He'd be like, "Get me that." You know, I'd get him like the assorted Sam Adams Christmas 12-pack,
yeah.
and then a 12-pack of the Anchor Steam, and he would make that last. He'd bring like 2 to a giant
Yeah,
game.
Anchor Steam is
you
like
know.
I think that's like a Dutch or something, some kind of.
He likes
I've never
specialty
heard of
beers,
that.
but during the year I'd be like, Dad, I remember when I was a little kid, he'd be drinking like Schlitz.
Yeah.
And Pabst Blue Ribbon, and like
PBR.
my friends would be like, grab some beer out of the refrigerator, go
Yeah.
into the woods and drink it. I'd be like, you don't want the beer out of my dad's
Yeah.
fridge, dude. Let's go to your house.
But that's an interesting story. We should try to get a beer maker in here. But like turn of the century, Budweiser, all these Germans that immigrated to the country and started these big beer companies. They were all PBR, all by Germans,
Right.
All by German brewers, and the beer was good. I mean, there was
Yeah.
a lot of it. There were
I
a lot
remember.
of
I remember when we went to Ireland. This was probably 10, 12 years ago, and we have family friends over there, and we were all excited to drink Guinness. And we were talking to our family friend there. He said the number one selling beer is actually Budweiser. Like that's what they all drink
And
over
you're
there.
kidding.
Yeah, we're
That's
all over
crazy,
there
'cause
to
it
drink
tastes
Guinness,
like
and they're
crap.
drinking
Oh, my
Budweiser.
God.
I remember, Lowenbrau was really the first international beer that I remember had gained some
I liked
popularity.
Lowenbrau. It was cheap.
Lowenbrau,
It was good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Lowenbrau was great. You
but
can't find Lowenbrau anymore, can you, Tony?
I don't think so. I think that's it maybe gone the way of
I remember
Well, I just-
Natural Light, Natty Light. Remember that?
Natty
That was-
Light, yeah.
Natty
Yeah.
Light.
The guys under the bridge still remember Natty Light too.
It's awful.
But it's funny that we're talking about beer because we're about to go to break real quick. But I have 2 Giant games coming up this week back to back. Now Raj from the deli, he's got season tickets, so we've been making a deal. I'll feed you, you give me beer. Well, he's not going to the next 2 weeks game. So yesterday I was making a decision. Oh, where am I going to go? I got to buy beer for the next 2 weeks. That's my job or whatever. So I went to Beer Universe in the old Friendlies.
Oh yeah.
A case of Heineken, okay? This is bottles, and a 36-pack of Bud Light cans. That's for the other. I don't drink Bud Light; it's garbage. But 36 Bud Light cans and 24 Heineken bottles were $70. Dude.
Oh man,
I was
Holy
like,
crow.
oh my god! Now that's going to last us 2 weeks because, I drink maybe 6
Bud
beers.
Light was as
A
expensive.
30. Well, I don't know. I looked at the bill, but I was
Maybe
like,
it's
wait,
a
it came to
supply,
six.
maybe
It
it's
came
a-
to $69.50, and I was like, wow, 24. So 24 and 36. What is that? 80
24, 30,
beers?
60.
60
yeah.
beers. Basically came to $1 a beer. Oh, it was $69.54.
It pains me that location is a beer store now. Not that I don't like beer.
yeah.
My husband
Friendlies?
likes beer, but yeah,
I miss Friendlies
I miss
too,
Friendlies
man.
so much.
Bill Slutsky misses it the most. He was
oh
a
my
Friendlies.
gosh, I worked there for years, all through high school.
Yeah, I
and
miss my
college.
frivels, man. I do.
The
But
Fribbles.
just, you come out from a football game,
No,
you
I know.
go-
I used to
you
spend a lot
know?
of time at Friendlies, man.
Yeah. So it's too
I
bad.
I miss Friendlies too. All right, let's go to break and then we'll come back with
Okay.
who's your first guest?
John Maserjian.
Great.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM. And also online at mykcr.org.
Have you ever experienced a wish come true? For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. One song, one dance, one game, one adventure, one moment changes everything. Make-A-Wish needs your support to grant the wish of every eligible child. Visit wish.org now to help grant more life-changing wishes. Together, we can transform lives, one wish at a time.
Hi, I'm Steve Thomas for Habitat for Humanity Restore. Habitat Restores are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers that sell new and gently used furniture, building materials, and appliances to the public at a fraction of the retail cost. The Ulster County Restore at 406 Route 28 in Kingston needs your donations. Call our hotline at 845-853-7499 to schedule your free pickup. And thanks.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? By shifting to a system that gives more patients access to strong primary care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Screening exams for breast, lung, or colorectal cancers are necessary to detect and treat disease at its earliest, most curable stage. But you may have some concerns and questions. Answer your questions and ease your fears by visiting radiologyinfo.org. In addition to information on screening and wellness, you'll find more than 200 descriptions of radiologic exams, procedures, and treatments to help you prepare. Get informed and be prepared. Visit radiologyinfo.org. Produced by the Radiological Society of North America and the American College of Radiology.
Hi, this is Winnie from the Rosendale Seniors, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by the First Savings Bank in Ulster County that still remains local to this day. Ulster Savings Bank, a community bank that's invested in local business, invested in community, invested in you. Ulster Savings Bank, your one-stop resource for everything local. Locations throughout the Hudson Valley and online at ulstersavings.com. Member FDIC.
Ridiculous. All right, folks, we're back. This is Thunder Thursday on KCR. This is Tony Marmo.
This is Val Dwyer. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. It's 7:32 here. I don't know what it's at your
nice
house.
out. 75 today, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And we're on with John Maserjian from Central Hudson, the amenable Armenian. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to both of you, too.
Good morning, John.
As I think about...
I know, this oh, my God, I don't know if it's like spring or summer today, but it's
well,
with a little dash of color, right?
We'll take it.
Just have the holidays sneak up on you.
You know,
right.
But we will take it.
October weather, September weather has changed dramatically, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, John, you're like a studier of Central Hudson folks that, looking at weather patterns and stuff like that, right? It just seems like September and October have become like almost, little summery type months.
Yeah, well,
right, I know. I mean, they used to say there was like a little summer, a summer of sorts in September, where we have these warmer days, but, it's mid-October, so approaching mid-October. So usually we don't see weather this warm. So this is a bit unusual.
Yeah, but I mean, sure. I also once in like a long time ago, I remember golfing on my birthday on November 9th, but it was like 60 degrees on November 9th. But that's rare.
Yeah.
And but then we also remember the October 4th or 2nd or whatever the heck that was snowstorm that kind of crippled everything.
Yeah.
So how are you, John?
I know it's a toss-up. I guess it's the shoulder month or those transitional seasons where almost anything goes. But it has been wetter and warmer than usual for sure.
Yeah.
And it's still wet. I mean I remember midsummer we were watering our garden constantly, and now I know it's not really gardening season, but the soil is still wet. You know, so it's even digging down some, it's retained a lot of moisture. So that's really affecting the foliage and and what we're seeing. But I understand there's a cold front moving through this weekend, so things will become more seasonable. Like after Sunday.
The Farmer's Almanac, which I believe in.
I know you do.
Yeah, cold
right?
weather is.
Yeah, it's
is
calling
on its
for some
way.
cold weather now coming up. So I don't know how they figure out the sunspots, but I guess that's what they base it on. I have no idea.
Way
But
above my
yeah,
head.
yeah. But it's usually not on. And then I was looking at the 2-week weather forecast. Why I do that to torture myself, I have no idea about the Italian festival. And it was bad, and then it was good, then it was bad, then it was good, then it was bad. And I'm saying, okay, enough already.
Right.
It's like watching the stock market.
Right, 2 or 3 days.
Have to look away.
That's it.
Usually, if you look and it's bad a few days ahead, you're in good shape because it's going to change before it comes. So.
Right. So I was saying, I was on Bob Miller's show just to promote. Pamela did a great job, helping us out with that promotion of the Italian festival. So I said, what Italians do is we hang rosary beads on a clothesline. And Bob Miller said, "What are you talking about?" So anyway, so what's new in Central Hudson? What's that?
Well, anyway, speaking of warm weather and the transition to colder weather. Have some disturbing news about energy prices. There was an article by the Associated Press in today's Daily Freeman that's talking about the forecast for winter heating fuels.
Yeah,
and
I heard that.
I'm afraid it's not good news. One of the factors for there were lower costs last year, and two of the factors for that is that demand for fuels was down in general because of the pandemic.
Right.
And also we had a slightly warmer winter than normal in the winter of 2021. But now we're going to see a colder winter. The economy is starting to heat up again as we recover from the pandemic. And there is a worldwide shortage of fuels that we use for heating.
Is that because OPEC decided to shut down production?
Yeah. Right.
Apparently,
we've seen that it's easy to shut down the economy, not so easy to get it going again.
Yeah, right.
That startup takes some time
Painful.
and investment and some effort to get everything rolling.
Yeah.
So the New York State Public Service Commission is predicting that heating costs for natural gas this winter will be about 20% higher than it was last year. And the U.S. Department of Energy is predicting about 30% higher than last year.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
So it's even unfortunately higher for households that heat with heating oil or propane. For heating oil, it's about 43% more, and propane more than 50% increase.
Well, I'll tell you what, they should be careful for what they wish, because it's going to push more people away from fossil fuels. Now maybe instead of when I turn in my lease this year, maybe I'm getting an electric car.
Right.
Yeah,
you
see what's happening with gasoline
right.
prices.
I mean, gasoline is out of the sky again, off the roof, and so. And same thing with solar panels, and same thing with alternate energy sources, and they can stuff their production schedule. When people are going to start moving, because it's crazy. They can control the economy by shutting down production or
manipulate.
Yeah. I mean, it's really it's crazy, and people are just like at their.
Especially senior citizens that really just live on a budget.
Right.
And don't have other sources of income.
Yeah. It's a huge impact. Huge impact.
Well, I'm going to go invest in some sweatshirts.
That's not a bad idea.
Looks a couple of sterno cans, maybe.
Some blankets.
Right. A couple of little heaters.
No, I mean, fortunately, there are a lot of things we can do to conserve energy. We talk about that every year.
Yeah. Let's talk about
particularly
it. Yeah.
Low and no cost things you can do at home. Certainly turning down the thermostat if you can, if you're healthy enough to do that, and make sure that seal all the leaks and cracks around your doors and windows.
Right.
You can use weather stripping, or even stuff a towel underneath your front door, and that goes a long way to to keeping that cold air out.
Common sense stuff, right? I mean, but and Central Hudson can assist you,
Yes.
folks, John, about that. Can you just talk about that? What's the way, if someone wants an energy audit or assessment, what would they do?
Presently, New York State offers energy assessments through a network of contractors that are qualified to do so.
Okay.
And we have information about that on our website. You can go to centralhudson.com, and at the top of the homepage, click on Save. And there are a number of links to different programs for households and for businesses.
Say it again. What do you click on?
Save, S-A-V-E.
Save, okay. That's kind of weird.
Save, like...
save money.
Save money.
Save money, save
yeah.
energy. Right.
All right.
And also we're working with local retailers to bring down the costs of energy-saving devices like LED lighting, low-flow shower heads, other types of energy-saving measures that you can take, and the a discount is applied to these items right at the register, so you don't even have to.
That's good.
Bring in a coupon. We do offer a downloadable coupon too for your phone, and you can use that at stores that may not participate in the program.
Oh, that's good.
But there are plenty. We have a list of all the stores that we're working with. Some of the local hardware stores, the big box stores. So that will certainly help in terms of taking some energy efficiency measures and saving some money in doing so.
Right. We like Herzogs for stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're our go-to.
They are our go-to.
Yep. So, it's. And Val mentioned it earlier. I'm concerned about seniors and folks that don't have the income to maybe get an oil delivery and
right.
So.
Well, we do. There's something that New York State implemented just this year for the first time, and it's pretty amazing. For households that qualify for HEAP, which is the Home Energy Assistance Program, it's federally funded, but it's administered here in New York for families that meet the income qualifications. For example, a family of 4 with an annual income of, I think, $63,000 or less would qualify for a HEAP grant. And this has been around for a long time.
Right.
And the grants go towards your utility bills, plus you get a discount from Central Hudson on your bills going forward, for the next 12 months. But new this year, they're also offering up to $10,000 on your on the arrears, on your past due amounts that you may have accumulated since the start of the pandemic. Actually, it goes before the start of the pandemic. Any arrears that you may have on the account will be up to $10,000 will be applied towards those arrears, and that would make many of our customers whole.
Wow, that's amazing.
In terms of
repeat how folks can access that grant information. How do they do that?
We have information on our website at centralhudson.com under My Account and Billing Assistance.
Okay.
This $10,000 grant is available through DSS, Department of Social Services.
Great.
But first, the customer has to apply for and be approved for HEAP, the HEAP grant.
Okay.
Right? So, and the HEAP grant can be accessed through Department of Social Services or the county office for the aging.
Great. Very good. Thanks.
But the information about that is on our website on Central Hudson, My Account. And
I see. And on a phone, the websites look a little different.
As pretty on a phone.
Yeah. It's more, it's like stackable. It just kind of.
Right.
But I see save and outages and pay and move.
Right. So save is.
That's the one you were talking about, right? Save energy and money, and it's very good. I mean, it's a really good website, well done, and well maintained, and Yeah, so go on. Now Send Hub Store, I thought they were gonzo. No, you
Send Hub Store is gone,
Okay.
yes. But now we're working with the local retailers to bring those same discounts to people who would shop locally.
Yep, I see that. Yep, I see all of them on there. So the big boxes and
some of the Ace Hardware, the local stores that with
that's
Ace.
really what we want to support. Because when we have our Happy Christmas Fund, which is coming up on November 4th, the big box stores don't do anything.
Yeah, that's
I
why
don't know,
you have to support
not-
your.
yeah.
They don't.
You don't see
right,
their name on the
Lowe's
back
and-
of
and,
T-shirts when you're at the
right, Home
Fight
Depot.
for Cancer or things like that. Yeah.
I mean, they employ local people, and we're appreciative of that. But from a contribution standpoint, you talk to the Jordans at Herzog's or any of the other locally owned stores, and they're going to say, "Yeah, what do you need?
Yep.
How can I help?"
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's really
That's
really
the difference.
good news.
Yeah, it's important. I agree. I mean, some of the larger chains do provide, as you said, employment and some important services, but it's really important to focus on the local stores, the local
absolutely.
shops.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
John, let me ask you a question, just for any of the listeners. Obviously, and I think we talked about this the last time you were on, Central Hudson just went through and changed their account number. So about a week ago, I was thinking, I haven't gotten a Central Hudson bill, and there's nothing worse than when you get a bill and then you get the next bill, and then it's 2 months worth. It's like,
right.
That's a big pill as well.
Right.
So anyway, I called them, and somehow I had gotten switched to electronic bills. Was that an automatic, or maybe I selected something by accident, or was that something automatic with the change in account numbers? Just for people who are listening, in case they realize, I haven't gotten a bill, and then you realize you're behind. I wasn't sure if that was something that automatically happened, or if I had somehow signed up for that.
Oh gosh, there was an automatic switchover for folks who have what's called who have registered with Central Hudson's website. For those who have a My account established with a password, etc. Had you done that before?
So what happened was, and I called, and they were very lovely and they helped me. What happened was, they had I did have an account set up. However, it was like my phone number was my phone number from 18 years ago, and my email was an old email. So I guess I never got, I have my login information, but I never got the email because it was an old email address.
Oh, boy.
So it was kind of like a perfect storm. So I called them, and they were great. They switched over my email and my home number and brought everything up. But, if I hadn't thought about it, oh crap, I haven't gotten a bill, then, I could have fallen behind.
Right.
So
No, you should have gotten a communication indicating that we were going to switch to e-bills unless you don't want us to.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Okay, so for anyone listening,
and if you did not get that communication, we apologize.
Oh, nope, it's okay. It was
all right.
It was kind of a perfect storm, but I was just wondering if that was a default. So it sounds like it was for anybody listening who maybe hasn't gotten their bill.
Right. That was a default, and there should have been a communication sent out that would give you the option to continue with a paper bill if that's what you wanted to do. Oh boy. Okay. Thank you for mentioning that. I'll make sure we pass it along to our contact center to watch out for a situation like yours where you had older information on your account, and therefore that communication was lacking. Oh boy.
Yeah.
See, I think you're doing the right thing, and
see what happens.
But
that's good.
You know what I was impressed with, John, is that when I called, I thought, anybody I've tried to call recently with customer service, it's a huge wait. And I really didn't have to wait long at all. I was really pleasantly surprised that, it was only a couple minutes, and they were really helpful, and it was done within a couple minutes. So that was good.
Good.
So
good. No,
to you guys.
I'm happy to hear that. Yes, we are struggling with this changeover, and we are still having some extended wait times on to get through to our contact center. We've put some more resources to assist, and we're even another wave of additional resources coming in next week. So we're trying to catch up with that backlog, so to speak, and get everything straightened out. So we're back to our, normal fast service that I think we're all accustomed to. But for right now, it's been very challenging with this transition. And we've talked to other utility companies that have made the same transition, and they've all experienced the same thing. There's a pretty steep learning curve for everyone involved. In the end, it's great. It's much better. But getting from the old system to the new system takes a little time. It takes a couple 3 months to get everyone proficient at the new system, and to work out the bugs, the inevitable bugs that we all hear about. But they're unpleasant to deal with, for sure.
Yeah. John, I gave you some props earlier on the show because you helped some friends of ours who had struggled a little bit getting through with some tenants relocating out of their building here in Kingston, and I just wanted to thank you for that. It was very helpful, and I think I got a glass of wine out of it from those guys.
Yes, I got an email from her last night, so something else to work out for her, but I'll take care of that today. But
great. Yeah, they're amazing people. He lives full time up here in Brooklyn. Up here in Brooklyn.
We're not. I was gonna say
she lives in Brooklyn. He lives in up here in the Kingston area. So, they're great people and very much appreciated your assistance with that. So,
all right, thank you.
I was
happy to do it.
Yeah, thanks.
The least we could do.
Yeah, thank you
this is
so
something
much.
that should have been very easy to take care of. I just wanted to mention one other thing. We were talking about high prices in the United States and what's happening with energy costs.
Yes.
And what's happening here pales in comparison to what's happening overseas, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah.
For example, natural gas costs here in the United States, I'll just talk about units, went from about $2.50 a unit to $3.50 a unit, which is a pretty significant increase. Overseas, it's about $30 a unit.
Wow.
10 times what it is here.
Wow.
So it's kind of it's a bit of a crisis, especially overseas and globally. So we are managing things pretty well in the United States, despite the heavy increases that we're going to be seeing. But overseas, in Europe, Asia, it's a very, very challenging situation.
Yeah.
So,
and it's not just energy prices either. I mean, it's
across the board.
Everything.
It's everything is, and again, I mean, when you start talking about food and heating, those aren't luxuries; they're necessities. So
I was just talking about. And this is constant, it's now called, they have put a name to it, the Great Resignation, where people are just leaving the workforce in this country. I don't know about Europe, but in big numbers, and especially retail and service industries, restaurants. So there's, it's a labor issue. It's a material shortage. It's just about everything you can think of if you're, So
storm,
I don't. This was certainly unintended in terms of coming out of the pandemic, right? I would think. I guess we've never come out of this before, but no people to work, no materials to produce.
Nothing
stuff.
happened, right?
Yeah.
Right. I saw on the news last night the situation at the shipping ports. They've got 10 times the number of shipping containers to unload and distribute, and they don't have people to do it. I think they're committing to a 24/7 operation to clear out all that backlog. There's a lot of products and materials at the ports. They just haven't moved.
Yeah.
So they think it's going to be, I don't know, months before.
I think if people just decided to go underground and work for cash, I wonder.
Maybe.
You know what I
mean?
mean?
I don't know.
Some people are just saying, fine, I'm not going to apply for unemployment insurance, which is already swelled,
I also think, though, what's playing, not to get off topic, but I think what's also playing into this is just the rent forgiveness too, because people don't have. So I have a friend. I'll keep names and locations and everything off the air. But
good idea.
Somebody was waiting for me as I walk out the studio today. But
you might have 3 tires inflated, but maybe not the 4th tire inflated.
Exactly. But I have a friend who wants to, who has been wanting to purchase a building to expand business, and this deal has been in the works for
months,
about a year. And I was asking this person about it the other day, and the problem is that right now there's apartments in there, and these people haven't paid rent in 2 years. And so the
eviction laws.
Yeah, the person who owns it, not only are they not getting paid for rent or anything else, and they're absorbing that, but they've been wanting to sell this building, and they can't do that either. So they're kind of left holding the bag here. So it's just a really odd time.
It's a weird time,
but, I mean,
right.
Followed by a previous weird time.
Right. I think there are some grants that are becoming available for landlords now too.
Oh, is there?
To help them with back rent, knowing that they're not going to be able to collect that from.
Oh, that'd be great.
The tenants that that are in a situation where they can't possibly pay. So this is to help the landlords, which they pay property taxes. They have maintenance costs too. Mm-hmm. It's coming directly out of their pockets. So. It's a bad situation for both the tenants and for the building owners.
And our elected
in this situation, the tenant is able to work but unwilling
to pay rent.
Work, because I know that.
They're able to work but unwilling to work.
Yeah. So, but they don't have rent. They don't have rent to pay. So what?
Right. They don't need as much money.
Yeah.
That's the motivation.
Yeah. It's. I think the elected officials are kind of ill-prepared to deal with all these issues, mm-hmm. right? I mean, that's collectively, I think they're ill-prepared. There might be some ones that are better than others, but they just don't know what to do with these series of incidents that are going on in the economy with the labor, with the supply chain. It's staggering.
I think the thing that always disappoints me the most and is upsetting the most is there's people that really need that money that we need to be taking care of them, and they're getting less because of the ones who are taking advantage, and that's
it's we live in weird strange times, as Confucius said. I don't know, 5,000 years ago.
And they continue to be strange.
Doing well. Any final thoughts? We're coming down to the half hour here, John. Any thoughts about what's going on in your world?
We're going to have a colder winter. Costs are going to be up. There are things that our customers can do to manage their energy bills. There's plenty of information on centralhudson.com under Save. And for those who are struggling financially, there are perhaps more assistance programs available than ever before. Mm-hmm. So learn about that at centralhudson.com as well. And please take advantage of these programs. You all pay into them anyway.
Right.
So if you need it, you might as well take advantage of them.
Great. All right. John Maserjian, Central Hudson, thank you so much for all your insight and sharing and caring. And we'll see you in November.
Yes.
We'll see if all these predictions. It's kind of looking forward to that. Looking forward to November
to see
what
right or not.
Yeah.
See
what's going on.
We'll see.
So,
all right. Thanks for having me.
All the best.
Take care.
Thanks, John.
Take care, John.
Be well. All right. So maybe we got to go out and buy some long johns and blankets.
I think so.
Right?
That's what we're going to do. Watch some Netflix movie. Watch Netflix and just hibernate like bears for the winter.
All right, Lawrence, let's take it away. We're coming back with Veronica, Fassbender, and Kevin Godbey. They'll be calling in. And we have a birthday, and there's Gary Errol's birthday.
Gary Errol's birthday.
And you have your niece, right?
I have a lot of my niece Annabelle Dwyer, my friend Jimmy Stein-Hilber, and my friend Eddie Parker. It's a popular day to have
October
a birthday.
October 14th, big day. All right, man, take it away.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM, and also online at mykcr.org.
Have you ever experienced a wish come true? For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. One song, one dance, one game, one adventure, one moment changes everything. Make-A-Wish needs your support to grant the wish of every eligible child. Visit wish.org now to help grant more life-changing wishes. Together, we can transform lives, one wish at a time.
Hi, I'm Steve Thomas for Habitat for Humanity Restore. Habitat Restores are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers that sell new and gently used furniture, building materials, and appliances to the public at a fraction of the retail cost. The Ulster County Restore at 406 Route 28 in Kingston needs your donations. Call our hotline at 845-853-7499 to schedule your free pickup. And thanks.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? By shifting to a system that gives more patients access to strong primary care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Hi, this is Winnie from the Rosendale Seniors, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by the First Savings Bank in Ulster County that still remains local to this day. Ulster Savings Bank, a community bank that's invested in local business, invested in community, invested in you. Ulster Savings Bank, your one-stop resource for everything local. Locations throughout the Hudson Valley and online at ulstersavings.com. Member FDIC.
Oh, yeah, it's free. Okay. All right, folks, this is Thunder Thursday on KCR, Kingston Community Radio, and this is Tony Marmo.
And this is Val Dwyer. Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday.
We've got some birthdays
Yep,
here.
We do. Let's do the birthdays, and then we'll get to our guests, Veronica and Kevin. Good morning, you two. I think you're on now, right?
Good morning.
Good morning. So we're going to do birthdays, and
Sure.
we'll get right back to you, but
Great.
don't go far.
We don't want anyone to feel excluded.
Right. If you were in the studio, you could help us read them.
Well, I think the thing I miss the most, personally, is ringing that bell.
I know. I think
Yeah.
it's about time to get back in.
I think so, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's
Good.
go over the details.
All
Got
right.
a couple questions for you.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll.
All right.
We can address those. All right. Let's. I have a happy birthday to Marissa Schaefer. Love mother and family, and all your friends. Sweetheart of Sigma Chi, enjoying your day. I don't know exactly what that is, but Sigma Chi is a fraternity,
Yeah.
or sorority, or a
Greek
sorority,
life.
I would guess, right? So you have one?
I have one. Happy birthday to Linda Turner from your friends at the Girls' Night Out Book Club. I was reading that. That
Girls'
sounds like
Night Out.
fun.
Wait,
Linda, if you're listening, hopefully you are. Happy birthday.
Wait,
But call me. I would love to be a part of your Girls' Night Out Book Club.
Okay, so do you all go out and then everybody sits around a table and reads, or
I
no?
don't
You
know.
talk about the same book,
Well,
right? You got to talk about. The
It
same book.
reminds me years ago we used to have our BS book club, which you know what BS stands
Right.
for, and we would use it as an excuse to get together, but nobody ever really read the
Right.
book. It was more about drinking wine and
Or you read the Cliff
yeah.
Notes and then talked about it.
And then like high school days.
Right.
And then also want to wish a happy birthday to Catherine Sue Reinhardt from your friends at the Friendship Bible Coffee. And I also informally, because I can't get my act together, I didn't put it in. I do want to wish again my dad a happy birthday, Gary Arnold, my niece Annabelle Dwyer, my friend and employee Jimmy Steinhilber, and my very good friend Eddie Parker, also a happy birthday.
There you
Today's
go.
a busy day.
Busy day for October 14th. And the winner of the delicious Boy's Dairy Milk House at 62 on L Street, where we will be on November 4th for the Happy Christmas Fund.
Yes, we will.
The winner is, for October 14th, delicious cow pie, and it is, that would be Marissa Schaefer. And Veronica, this is for you.
And extra ring just
like
for
mooing
you.
too.
Right.
Happy birthday, Marissa.
And that's obviously the bells are for Marissa, since Veronica, it's not your birthday today.
No, I wish.
You
Sometimes
do?
I feel blessed though. I feel like every day is my birthday. Just
Wow.
because of
That's
how good life is.
Very deep. Very deep. Well, welcome to the both of you, and
She must still be elated over all that pasta from this weekend at the Italian festival.
Right.
I know. If only Kevin and I were eating carbs. That pasta looks so good.
Yeah, well, you could have had one of those gigantic meatballs. I don't know if you did that. That's
Sometimes
not a.
it's better to just watch.
What's that, Veronica?
Sometimes things are just better just to watch and not like engage. You know.
Okay. All right. I
he's
get
on
that,
my
but
end.
nothing like digging into
Kevin's
a
over
giant
here.
meatball.
Kevin eats everything though.
Yeah. If it walked on hooves before, Veronica's not eating it.
Okay. All right. So you have a plan. You have a thought process, but yeah, we talked a little bit earlier about the Italian festival, and despite the kind of overcast day, it really was. There was a lot of sunshine in people's hearts, I thought.
Yeah. You could look like you guys had a great crowd.
Yeah. We felt pretty good about it. I mean, I think we advertised it well, and we had signs all over God's green earth here in Ulster County. But there was a lot of out-of-towners there, too, and, I was running around asking people where they were from, and
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah,
Where'd
just
you get?
I mean, a lot of across the river, some northern New Jersey, Bergen County, coming. There's somebody I talked to somebody previous to the festival. They said they were coming up from Long Island, and I mean, it's this is a good Italian festival, but it's not like Arthur Avenue. It's not like the Ferragusta, which is, But and I'm honest, it's but so. We're happy that they come up from Long Island. It means they're staying over in the in the hotel somewhere, and paying a gazillion dollars. P.S. But yeah, so we had a good time, a lot of work, and but I think our award winners, Bill Calderera, Mary Tuma, Joe Concra, Bob Syracusano, and Kevin and Stephanie Reginato. Were very touched to be honored, and so yeah, it was.
Speaking of staying over, really quickly, did you realize the Kingsley? They have that beautiful building on the corner of John and Wall, but then did you realize they have another location? Like they have hotel rooms on Pearl Street.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
We should ask our Kingston Happening folks if they know that. Do you all know that? Veronica,
they actually have that building. I think they have another one that they've done also that they have rooms in. So that building on Wall Street is basically sort of their hub of operations.
Right, but
and then on the corner of Pearl.
That's
and,
that's
right.
what.
By Catholic Charities.
Yeah, if you walk by, it's all by the Catholic. By the school, and if you walk by, you can kind of peek down into their gym, and they have like a bunch of Pelotons, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Right, they have rooms in the Kinsley itself, though, right? Upstairs, only have 5 or 6.
Right. But they
rooms.
have another subset of rooms in that other building that's kind of
but I was
steps away from the hustle and bustle of uptown.
Cool thing is the reception area in the Wall Street building is actually in the old bank vault.
Right. Yeah. I've been in there.
But I just thought that the rooms were in that building. I didn't know that, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And then when you drive by, it says there's a plaque on there, kind of across from Dr. Dodd, Dr. Steckman.
Sure. Right yep. So. We were. I was actually at a Rotary meeting yesterday morning and talking down in Rockland County and talking to somebody who's in the hotel business, and they oversee a whole bunch of hotels, and this person. And again, the meteoric rise of overnight stays of one of our someone who works at Norman Staffing had some friends in from Michigan, and we were trying to find a room for them last Friday. Was it last Friday or 2 Fridays ago? Couldn't be found, and B, when we found them, they were like $300 a night in Kingston.
Wow.
Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, it's crazy. Have you seen any of that stuff?
Think of what you get out of an experience overnight in Kingston. So much.
Well, yeah, for $300, yeah.
Are you talking like Holiday Inn, or are you talking like
well, there's no Holiday Inn left around, I don't think here, but no, this is the Best Western. And,
I
and a
always
lot of
thought it was Holiday Inn.
the Hamptons, and they're like
The
two, not
No,
low.
no wonder it's $300 a Hampton.
No, it's like 600 or 700. But no, these are kind of the standard hotels in our area that are minimum now $239, $240, and some are $300. Kevin and Veronica, are you experiencing any of that? Not that you take hotel rooms, but in
Kingston.
in the course of your travels, and what do you?
Yeah, no, we've heard other people say the same thing. I mean, at this time of year especially, they jack up the rates for the leaf peepers. But even in the middle of the winter, our hotel rates in this area are just what we would think of being outrageous, really, for what they used to be around here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, not too long ago they were like $129 or $119 or $109. Because we would bring in some visitors occasionally from Norman Staffing, and we'd have a little corporate rate, and it was maybe a little over $100, and now it's almost triple. So I don't know if that's a result of the whole rest of the world going bonkers with pricing and lack of supply, or I'm sure they got hit hard too during the pandemic, right? Nobody was going out. Yeah, truly. But anyway, so tell us what's going on in our world of Kingston happenings.
Well, the Italians had their festival last week, and this weekend it's the Germans.
Well, where's that one now?
Well, there's actually a few different events. A lot of different people have Oktoberfest kinds of events.
Right.
In the first one is over at Keegan's. They're doing Barktoberfest, which is something they do every year to support the Ulster County SPCA.
Oh, nice.
But there's that one. Great Life Brewery is doing something over there for Oktoberfest.
The Elks Lodge. Everyone loves the Elks Lodge. They're doing a German Fest. They've decided to put a spin on the Oktoberfest and call it German Fest.
Okay.
They got food, fun, lots of things. And then the real OG Germans, the real Germans, the Damen and Männerchor, are having their real Oktoberfest. We're
that's coming up. Yeah.
That's Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, October has turned into a really busy month with the Garlic Festival and the O Positive and Italian Festival and the Field and Stream. What is that thing called?
I don't know.
Field and Supply. Field and Supply.
No fly fishing.
Yeah, you can't buy any, trout.
I was looking for some new lures,
Yeah, not there.
Not there, yeah, no.
Some of the earrings you could use for lures.
I'm sure you could, like for $500. But
and just one correction, I apologize. The real Germans are the Oktoberfest is Saturday. My apologies. Saturday, October 16th. Music by Joe Unger.
Jay Unger.
Oh, no, I'm sorry,
is that
Joe.
Molly and Jay
Okay,
Unger?
Kevin, no arguing on air.
I'm sorry.
So is that on Greenkill Avenue? Is that the Monaco?
It is.
Domincore and Greenkill. Yeah, okay, that's
37
great.
Greenkill.
Right, that's a great. We've been to there. Leanne is pretty much German.
Pretty much.
Well, substantially. I mean, she's her great grandfather came over, was a pastor at the old Dutch church on Wirt Street there, and or the Dutch church on Wirt Street, and spoke no English. I mean, he came over speaking German to the German people that were in the congregation. So.
That's awesome.
And then I know it's out of this area, but the Hunter used to do a pretty big Oktoberfest, right? Didn't they used to do that?
Yeah, they used to. We haven't seen anything about that this year, but I'm not sure if it's going on this year or not.
Yeah.
I mean, are you seeing like concerns about COVID kind of dissipating in terms? I mean, it didn't seem like a lot of concerns Sunday rather, at the Italian festival, right?
Well,
I think it helps to be outside.
Right.
Sure.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of outdoor activities going on right now. I think it's still going to be a lot of caution, when things start to move, when the weather gets colder and people start moving indoors.
Right, exactly. I mean, all these restaurants that have, taken up the street for seating, that's probably going to go away, I would think. Right? I don't know how long they can.
Yeah, I don't know how you do snow removal, things like that. They have to get that.
Right. Yeah, well, all that wood and the tables and chairs wind up at the end of the street. They just drop the plow and keep going.
I don't know.
Well,
that's one way to clean it up.
We're becoming very European with our
Yes.
techniques of heaters outside.
Al
and
fresco.
somehow they managed to figure it out. So I think
Some restaurants look like they're pretty well bunkered in, too. They got the Jersey barriers.
I
up
know,
and everything
Kevin,
else.
yeah.
You want to hit one of those with a snowplow.
Yeah, exactly. Those are not moving anywhere. It's
Yeah.
yeah. So it's interesting how things have changed. The whole footprint or layout of places, and how businesses have kind of morphed, and restaurants have morphed into trying to figure out
the box.
Yeah, trying to get folks to their business, and we know the Great Resignation period is. That's my new term of the day. The Great Resignation.
It sounds a little bit more. Nice. Sounds nicer.
Well, but people and you both know this. Leaving the restaurant world, folks are leaving their jobs in big numbers. Restaurant and retail. But I know you all are pretty much focused on the entertainment and cultural part of what we do here in this area, which is a big draw, right?
For sure. And, like I said, we're seeing more and more events, and we're seeing a lot more people really appreciate what we do and start to leverage, Kingston happenings for getting the word out. And, like I said, we're seeing more traffic, and we're seeing, from the supporters' perspective, and a lot more people submitting events, from further out to, we're covering a lot of events from Rhinebeck and Rosendale and Woodstock and Stone Ridge, excuse me, and you take all that area in, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it might be time for rebranding Mid-Hudson happenings.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've already secured the URL.
See, there you go. And, so I'm on your website now. Thank you for supporting our Italian festival. And
glad
giving us,
to do that.
Yep, we appreciate that. And I'm sure we saw you at I think one of the O Positive events, right? At least, did we see you there? I think we might have.
Yes, we were at the parade.
Right. The parade was kind of cool. We enjoyed that. We're going to gear up next year for it, with some kind of costumes, maybe. Venetian style, But yeah, so. Folks, go on the Facebook. I'm on your Facebook page right now, and that's filled with a lot of good stuff in there. I'll tell you what. There was a lot of dogs at the Italian festival.
Were there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
No, I mean I'm looking at your.
Were they going crazy for the meatballs?
They must have. I don't know. I'm looking at one of your posts on here, waiting for the O Positive parade. A little beagle with a hat on. I don't know.
That's cute.
Who put that one up? It's hilarious.
Yeah. That dog was just hanging out with a trucker hat at Keegan Ailes right before the parade.
No kidding, yeah.
We had to share.
Yeah,
we brought our dog down to the Italian festival, and he had a great time.
Yeah, is it an
He had a lot of
Italian
fun. He
dog?
told us.
Not Italian dog, is it?
Oh, no, actually, he's from India. He's a,
right.
he's a street dog, a rescue street dog from India.
I remember.
So,
he came into the studio a long time ago in a land far, far away.
Yeah, we'll have to bring him by.
You have to bring him by, right. I remember he was sleeping underneath the table, and that was in the old studio, I think, right?
Yeah. Is he allowed to come to the new one?
Oh, absolutely.
Please say yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No worries there. And is that him on your website as well? There's a picture with a dog with a bandana on it?
No.
That's another.
That actually, I believe, this may be a stock photo or an SPCA dog.
Oh, right.
Okay.
But it's cute as all heck, isn't it?
Yeah, Barktoberfest. Yep, absolutely. Kingston Festival of Scarecrows. Tell us about that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's been going on for quite a few years, and I think the Friends of Historic Kingston put that on and they basically take over the Frog Alley lot.
Okay.
And they have a lot of really cute, scarecrows there and some other fall exhibits. And in the past, I know they've had projects that the kids have done and that sort of thing, art projects.
So that's Saturday, October 10th at Frog Alley, as Kevin mentioned, next to the Wiltwick Fire Station, across from Dysings, if anyone knows Dysings.
Veronica, when is it again?
It's Saturday, October 16th.
Okay,
and it is the City of Kingston, Friends of Historic Kingston, and the Junior League. put on
cool.
this great event.
Nice.
I didn't know the
It's
Junior
just cool
League
to
was
see
still
all the
around.
Scarecrows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Junior League is still around? Okay. Maybe I was thinking of Zonta.
Yeah.
Zonta disappeared.
What else? Are there any activities for kind of the Halloween theme, pumpkin carving, anything like that going on?
They'll be coming up. There is actually going to be a Halloween parade this year and festival. So stay tuned for the details on that. We've got some of that on the website now, but there'll be more stuff coming out as it fleshes out. But this will be the first year that we've actually had a Halloween parade that will go from Kingston Plaza down to
the YMCA, where there will be activities for kids all night long, and it'll be October 30th. Will be the parade.
Great. Now, so I'm sorry, I may have missed this. So who's putting that on? The Y or
the YMCA and My Kingston Kids?
There's a lot of stuff going on October 16th.
If you want to become a vendor or a parade participant, you can, if you go to mykingstonkids.com, there's all the general contact info for the folks at the Y and My Kingston Kids. If you want to be like a vendor or a parade participant, and we encourage everyone to just come out. If you don't need to register a float or anything, just have a great Halloween.
Val, this one is right up your alley. Cow kisses and chicken cuddles. The Catskill Animal Sanctuary. That's great. That's October 16th. I'm stunned about all the stuff that's going on October 16th.
Yeah, we get, like I said, we get everything from events like that, which are cool. It's really to promote, animal rights and veganism and those sort of things. And, so it's a great opportunity to kind of open people's eyes to a lot of different stuff. But also on Saturday, you're doing a career expo at the SUNY Ulster campus in Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of events like that on there as well. One thing we get a lot of, and we've been getting since COVID, is a lot of like group hikes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a number of different organizations, like the Walker Valley Rail Trail is doing a hike up to Joppenberg Mountain, which is the big mountain that overlooks the Rosendale Trestle. So most of these are very easy hikes, that are intended to be for, not the real hardcore, hikers and that sort of stuff. But there's always fun stuff like that to do.
I see these are my peeps, the Rotary folks in Kingston doing the second annual Capital to Capital 5K run walk. That's on the 17th. Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we got to that one too. That's a really great event, and it's a great way for people to kind of get immersed in Kingston's history too and understand a little bit more, of what really went on here in 1777, which is a really very cool story.
Right, it's a 3.1 mile 5K. It's great for groups, teams. I mean, it's timed, but I don't think anybody, if you want to walk it, I'm sure you can walk 3 miles with no big shakes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's totally, intended to be a, walking and running event for everybody.
And we actually had, Tony, your friend, Richard Catabiani, on our radio show.
Oh, he's amazing.
On the other Kingston station, and he said that even if you want to walk with a pram with your little baby, you can totally do that too at your own pace.
Yep. No, Richard's great. So I also see one of our co-hosts, Guy Greco, who's on Thursdays with me, first Thursday of the month. He's rejoined the B-Boys. He's a fantastic guitar player.
Oh, cool.
And a pretty good singer. I'm not going to say great. Oh, Guy. But no, the B-Boys are playing at Keegan Ailes this Sunday at 6 p.m.
Barry Jackson too, for those, and I remember Guy Greco and Barry Jackson playing together back in probably junior high school.
Yeah,
that's how long these guys have been playing together.
Guy is amazing. He really is. So I may go down to Keegan's this Sunday and have a refreshing adult beverage.
They do every Sunday at Keegan. They do Keegan Army. I did that a couple weeks ago, where they do a run. That's fun. It's a nice
So Kevin and Veronica, what's happened here in my mind is, this community doesn't really have a community calendar. We don't have a
city government calendar.
Correct. You have all you've turned Kingston Happenings into kind of a community calendar. Hey, this is what's going on all over the place, and it's a real great service to people.
To the community.
So thank you for doing all this. This is quite amazing. How many hits are you getting to your website? I know that's a big number.
Yeah, it's actually probably be 3 times busier than we were at the busiest point in time we had prior to COVID.
Wow.
So,
that's amazing.
We see probably, on the average, over 2,000 page views per day.
Wow, that's amazing.
Stunning.
So for a hyper-local focused media outlet, that's a lot. I mean,
Right.
There's lots of people who would love those numbers. And what we always tell people is that it's also a qualified audience. It's people looking for something to do.
Yes.
They're not out just browsing the obituaries and browsing, police beat and that sort of stuff.
Right.
They're really actually looking for what's happening and what are things that they can do to be kind of engaged with, other people in the community.
Right.
And, that's what we love. We really like to get people off their butts and out someplace engaged with, everybody else that's around. And it's been great. Like I said, we've gotten more and more people that are submitting events. So people are seeing the value of what we do, and that's really encouraging. We're getting more and more people that are coming looking to be sponsors on the site. So it's really taking off even more than it was before. And it was busy before. I mean, for a small town, media outlet,
right.
It was always busy. But even now, it's much, much more so.
How do you guys market? So for the people that are coming in out of town, obviously they're probably looking for things to do. Other than a search engine, is there a certain way that you market those out-of-town people that may not know about Kingston happenings and your website, or how do you reach those people?
Yeah, for the most part, it's SEO. We have a really strong SEO, and people are Googling, hey, what's happening in the Kingston area? They find us. But it's a lot of the B&B owners we know, and we know that they are always, sending people to the site to find things. But it's word of mouth, and a lot of the shop owners, know we're here, and they tell people about us. So it's just very, very organic. I mean, there's not we do explicitly to kind of go to the get out to the visitors to the area.
Great. So give the website, Kevin, please, or Veronica.
Yeah, sure. It's Kingston Happenings. .org, not .com, .org, and you can find us also on Facebook and Instagram, whichever your preferred social media channel is, at Kingston Happenings.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great resource for folks trying to figure out, what's going on. It's a community calendar. It's, it's an opportunity for businesses to, to advertise there and have, I was just on it. And I clicked on 3 or 4 or 5 things, so, right?
And Tony, that's the real strength of the site. What we do is that we don't try to use social media to put content out there so that people think that's the only thing that's going on. It's all the content really is on the website. Social media is a great notifier. It's a great way to remind people, hey, there's stuff over here to look at, or just keep, yourself in front of people all the time. But it's the website that's really the backbone of what we do, because it's persistent content. It's easy to find things.
Right.
What you were looking at is probably the article where we do, here's the highlights of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a complete calendar. You can go from there to the complete calendar, which has, hey, who's got a drop-in yoga class that I can go to?
Who designed your website, or who does it? Give them. Is that you?
Well, primarily, yes. I use Mark Marshall as my webmaster. He basically keeps the site up and running.
The platform,
if I need to do some of the infrastructure stuff, he'll change that. But I do the design. And
that's great.
We both work on the content, that sort of thing. But it's something I did for a long time for IBM, so I wasn't a stranger to it.
Well, you're both super passionate about what you do. You're walking it, talking it. You're in the streets. You're at events. And I presume you're making some money. So what's better than that? What's better than that? You're doing what you love, and you're having a good time, and not eating carbs, and I don't know.
You're gonna drink beer at Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
Veronica Fassbender and Kevin Godbey, thank you for all you're doing. Just to make people feel better, improve the economy, have some fun. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
Stay in
and
good.
And we love doing it.
It shows. Stay in good health, and we'll talk to you again soon. Hopefully, you'll come in the studio and bring that beautiful dog.
Oh, well, thanks so much.
And maybe we'll see you at Keegan Sunday.
Yes, we will. I'm going to try to get Leanne over there 6 o'clock. All right.
Sounds good.
All the best.
Val and Tony, have a nice day. Thanks
You
so much.
too, guys.
Thanks.
Nice talking to you.
Okay, Lawrence, take it away.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM, and also online at mykcr.org.
There was this one time I went snorkeling in the Caribbean when I was a kid. It really just blew my mind. We saw the most beautiful corals. I remember thinking they were waving at us as they moved with the ocean. And then there were all these amazing fish. I'll never forget it. It completely changed the way I look at the ocean.
Most of us have a memory of being in nature we'll never forget. Let's protect the world's natural places so more memories can be made for generations to come. Visit worldwildlife.org.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Have you ever experienced a wish come true? For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. One song, one dance, one game, one adventure, one moment changes everything. Make-A-Wish needs your support to grant the wish of every eligible child. Visit wish.org now to help grant more life-changing wishes. Together, we can transform lives, one wish at a time.
This is the story of Daniel, who was born 2 months early. His lungs weren't ready. His heart wasn't ready. His parents could only hope that one day he would leave the hospital healthy, and they would all live happily ever after. Daniel's is just one of the more than 500,000 stories of babies born prematurely last year. You can help the March of Dimes stop premature birth and bring more babies home healthy. Learn how at marchofdimes.com. Working together for stronger, healthier babies.
Hi, my name is Jackie Lovezzo. I'm from Lake Katrine, and I support Kingston Community Radio because it is an invaluable resource to the community and its residents.
A powerful community bank is one that has leaders that are involved in their community. At Rondout Savings Bank, they invest in the success of our community by working side by side with local people and local businesses. When you choose to bank Rondout, you are part of a bank that is dedicated to the future of your success and the success of your community. Rondout Savings welcomes you to open an account today and discover what it means to be part of a powerful community bank, one that knows you by name. Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and our community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay, folks, we're back on. This is Thunder Thursday, and our last half-hour segment. This is Tony Marmo.
And Val Dwyer. I was just saying this went so fast this morning.
I know. It always does, doesn't it?
So fast.
Sometimes it doesn't. No, most of the time it does.
It does.
So this half-hour segment, we're joined by Melinda McKnight, who is a candidate for the town of Hurley Supervisor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Maybe just give the listeners a little background on, you were born in a log cabin somewhere. Where are you from?
I grew up in Port Ewan. I was born in Kingston.
Okay. Which hospital?
Benedictine Hospital.
That's okay.
A long time ago.
Probably Dr. Zacchio.
Yeah.
Me too.
You too, Dr.
You're
Zacchio
welcome.
delivered like half of the population in Kingston.
I think he delivered me.
He was amazing.
He was a busy man.
He was a busy dude.
man.
Caught a lot of babies. But that's great. Okay, so local,
Yep.
school-wise, Kingston High.
Kingston High School, Ulster
Okay.
County Community College at the time.
Okay,
And then
good.
SUNY Albany.
Okay, great.
So,
With degree in what?
so from SUNY Ulster, it was a degree in journalism.
Okay.
And from SUNY Albany, it was a degree in English with a minor in communications.
Okay.
And then I got a master's degree in public history.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
spent like 20 years in the museum field.
Oh, interesting.
And nonprofits.
Where did you do
Kind of all over the place. I mean, the longest duration was Phillipsburg Manor, Upper Mills, and Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, okay.
Where
the Headless Horseman, right?
Yeah, in fact, that was one of my very first projects was to coordinate the 2.5 day Legend weekend.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was a
right?
big deal. I mean, we had shuttle buses and
zillions of people
yeah.
going there.
Yeah, and that was just that weekend, but
Right.
there were 120 school kids a day on property.
Oh, wow.
Just in the normal course of business, 25 interpretive staff and animals because it's a living history museum. So that was a lot of fun.
I mean, it's not a museum, but it is in Ulster Park. Have you been to the Headless Horseman?
You know,
the Halloween deal.
You know,
Have you been there?
I haven't.
Oh yeah, I haven't either. And we live in back of it. I listened to it.
once and I won't go. I was just terrified.
It's a lot of money to get scared, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm like terrified.
Yeah, if you're not a big scary,
Yeah,
lover of scary things.
Yeah.
I like to think I am, and then when it push comes to shove, it's just not
But
really as
why
fun
would
as
you
I thought.
pay to get frightened? I don't know. I
My
don't
daughter's
get
going
that
with her
part.
friends, actually. That's a fun thing to do with a group of friends.
No, I
You're
think
in
it
that
is.
age,
Yeah.
I'm on the board of the museum nearby, the Klein Sopis
Which is
Historical
where you
Society.
said we met. We met at. Did
We met at a dinner.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe Joe Familietti.
Yes.
And
Nicole. Yep.
Francis. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're great friends.
They're great
and
friends.
Good
So-
Italians.
So, so now what are you currently doing? What is your current employment?
So for the past 10 years, my husband and I have owned a business that actually transitions buildings off of fossil fuels.
Oh, okay.
We were an ICERTA partner for 10 years, and then a year ago, we stepped away from the program completely. So, I mean, we're reducing greenhouse gas emissions from buildings every single day.
That's great.
Yeah.
Plus, we were just talking with John Maserjian from Central Hudson about the meteoric rise, apparently, in fossil fuels, heating oil, coming this winter. So you're positioned properly. I mean, if they keep jacking up prices of gas and oil, that's just
Yeah, I mean, instead
perfect for you.
Instead of spending thousands of dollars on heating fuel every year,
Yeah.
a one-shot deal of air sealing and insulation and other weatherization measures,
Yeah.
you can really dramatically reduce the amount of
Yeah.
fuel oil that you use. In fact, the last customer we did, they reduced their usage by more than 50%.
Wow.
So-
So that's a big economic savings and certainly helping the environment
It is.
gigantically. So it's you're in a good spot, I think.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So do you operate that locally? Or?
Yeah, our headquarters is in Port Ewan, and actually we're in
worldwide headquarters.
Yeah.
In Port-
yeah, we've been renting a storefront for a number of years now, and
Where are you located there?
we're 188 Broadway, so we're in that little plaza across from the credit union. But we are actually nearing completion on a new corporate headquarters,
Okay.
which is 2 doors north of the funeral home in Port Ewan.
Okay,
We're doing a deep energy retrofit on an 1850 building that we learned is actually historic.
Oh,
It was the birthplace of Judge Gilbert Hasbrook, who sat on the, I think
Like
New York
Hasbrook
State Supreme
Avenue,
Court and things.
Hasbrook? There's a bunch of Hasbrooks
Yeah,
around here.
well, it was a big family. They had a lot. They had a lot of over the years.
Yeah.
So is your customer base, do you find it more to be local, or it is more local?
Yeah, I mean, we cover a pretty wide territory. We've gone as far west as Coshocton, which
Okay, got us beat on that one.
past Bethel.
Oh, wow.
Bethel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've been down in Goshen.
Okay.
What's the name of your company?
It's Energy Conservation Services.
Okay, that's easy. That's easy.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the how long have you been interested in the political or being an elected official? When did that start?
Well, actually, I was never really interested.
Right.
I mean, I grew up around a lot of volunteerism. You know,
Okay.
I just, when you stepped out in the break, I realized that the person in the booth there is Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
And Lawrence has known my dad for a long time.
Oh,
My
no
dad
kidding.
actually was in Lions Club for more than 50 years.
And what was his name?
Dan Turpin.
Dan.
Oh, Dan Turpin. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, my growing up years, I mean, I watched him and actually, got dragged along to help out with fundraisers.
Yeah.
And he was on the consistory of our church and was a councilman for a time. So, that's really kind of the spirit that it was all about community and understanding how important community is. In fact, he was president of Kleine Sovis in 1976.
Oh, wow.
During the bicentennial. And so
That was a big deal.
yeah, so I marched in the parade representing the museum, and
cool.
I got to really know the people who saved the building from demolition. And over the years, I've stayed involved, and I got to know all those early, founders.
Yeah.
And it just, it really touches me how much people really cared about their community and each other. So that's just how I've lived my life.
Yeah.
And I guess I got interested in participating, and running for office when the neighborhood that we live in West Hurley has the water is provided by a privately owned water company, and there's a lot of problems with that. In fact, the man who owns it owns 5 water companies in Ulster County.
Wow.
Serving about 400 households.
Huh.
And there was a large investigation.
I had no idea.
I know. It's
Did you know anything?
No, I didn't.
it's crazy to try to navigate this process. So what we learned, because the trigger for us is that in 2 separate water tests, we had 2 times the EPA limit of copper. And my dogs were getting sick.
Yeah.
When we tested the pH was actually below 6.
Wow.
Consistently. So I learned during that process that people who are customers of privately owned water companies in New York State don't really have any rights.
Are there regulations? There's got to be regulations.
There are health department regulations, and there's regulations on how they're supposed to conduct themselves by the
Right.
Public Service Commission. So it's kind of like a 2-pronged, Public Service Commission, Department of Health oversight, which in the law, there really aren't rights for customers of privately owned water companies. So one of the things that we'd like is for customers of privately owned companies to have the same rights as they would if they were serviced by a municipality.
So do you have an option there, or can you dig a well? I mean, can you drill a well?
There are some people who have drilled wells, and there have been some threats, interestingly enough, from the state saying that there's, permitting requirements and things, which none of that is really true.
Yeah.
We've come to realize that it really is about the profit margin of the company. And
That's discouraging.
the pipes are 15% asbestos content. So it's a big deal. So, through that process, we did some organizing and advocating, and a couple of other things happened, and it just felt like our local government wasn't, really listening to us. So I went to a meeting, and I said that I believe that if you get elected to public office, you should check your ego and your party affiliation at the door.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's a good.
And so I was asked if I wanted to
Step
run
up.
for office. I mean, I feel like,
Right.
as a kid, I watched my dad and
Yeah.
uncle, who my dad was a lifelong Republican, my uncle was a lifelong Democrat.
Oh, interesting.
And there was some interesting, dinner time
Back and
conversations.
forth. Yeah.
But, the more that I listened to them, the more that I realized that it absolutely is possible to have a civil conversation and just disagree maybe on policy, on
You're right.
how to get there, but at the end of the day, they still loved each other and got along.
Yeah.
So that's what I believe, and that's how I function.
Yeah, I mean, I think the party affiliation issue at the local level shouldn't be as
shouldn't be.
important, right?
No, I agree.
It's people that live together. You might have some different philosophies, but talk it out, work it out, figure out what you have in common the most. You're going to have things, and this applies to, Concern Kingston, doesn't matter what the issue is.
Right.
Let's agree that we can agree on this, that these are things important to us. The other philosophical things at the edges or at the fringes are going to be out there. I mean, you just can't change that. So good for you.
Thank you
for running, for deciding to step up. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. It has not been easy. I've been so I'm in the middle of my first term on the town board.
Oh, right. You served, right. You've already served.
I'm currently on the town board.
Yeah.
How many council members are there on the town board?
So there's 5. The supervisor is considered a council on the town council. Each council member, including the supervisor, has 20% of the vote.
Okay.
So what's interesting to me is, you think of the executive branch as really the decision maker, and what's interesting at the town level is it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The supervisor runs the day-to-day and is in charge of the financial life. But basically, the supervisor gets every other power, including the power of the purse, from the town board.
Yeah.
So it's more
not demarcation necessarily, right?
Right.
There's no separation of
it's more of
executive branch and
it's more of an administrative position. And well, I spent 20 years in the nonprofit field, sector, so it's kind of more like nonprofit. In a certain way, because you really have to work with other people to get things done.
Work with the board.
Absolutely, and committees and the other boards. So I'm pretty good at that.
What's the population of Hurley?
It's about 6,500.
Okay.
That's small. I mean, I thought it was smaller than that for some
I thought
reason.
it was like in the forest for some reason.
The geography is pretty big too. I mean, it's really.
It's kind of spread out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think it's been interesting because you had Gill Farms, and then that's been sold off, and so it's just kind of gone through an interesting few years. I think
It's a large town. A lot of people don't realize that Glenford is part of Hurley. A lot of people think Glenford is Woodstock.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yep.
You go up the mountain then too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big town, and the reservoir actually splits it in half.
Oh, no kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In fact, the reason why Hurley doesn't have a business district is that it's under the reservoir. It was the largest. It was the largest community taken.
It got underwater.
There were 1,000 people who lived in West Hurley. There was an opera house.
Wow.
There, a lot of trades, and
all
so
got submerged.
Well, they took it, and I've said to folks when we get into this conversation, they were like, oh, well, we had to do the reservoir. Well, of course you had to do the reservoir, but there's a right way and a wrong way to treat people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the county and the state really should have stepped up and come to the city and said, you have to put planners on the project, and you have to move the streets up out of the basin. And oh, by the way, you can't sue people for moving their buildings, because that's what happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why we don't have any business district. We're kind of just a bedroom community.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, what's the budget in the town? How much is the budget in the town?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember exactly. It's under $2 million.
Under $2
million. Yeah.
Okay. What is the I know City of Kingston, the biggest part of the budget is the police force. So what is the biggest part of the town budget?
It's the highway department.
The highway department?
Yeah. Our town highway department is the largest paid, it has the greatest amount of
any of the
salary of any other town or even the county.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Probably because you think about
there was a
different topography.
Yeah.
It actually goes.
Fire department's probably volunteer.
Yes. It actually there was a change in the union and years ago.
Yeah.
And there was actually a court case and mediation, and when they came back about the pay rate, they actually used comparables from downstate communities.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Like Westchester and
Dutchess County. So that's why it was an arbitration situation where that was the court ruling.
You have more square miles to take care of than, let's say, Esopus or Saugerties is a pretty big place too. I mean,
yeah, it's
similar.
I believe the highway department said it's more than 50 miles of roads.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a
So
pretty
you're
big
on the
deal.
town board
Yes.
and you decided to run for supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
What was the motivation there in terms of, you could have stayed on the board, but
Yeah.
you're saying, let me take a step up here.
So the supervisor decided not to run again.
Right.
We had all worked together for nearly 2 years, and it was going fine. We were all working together. So, when I stepped back and thought about it, we were all getting along so well. I want to keep that atmosphere. And I know what kind of leader I am.
Right.
I'm a collaborator and a coordinator, and I'm a good listener. I've demonstrated in the 2 years that I can weigh options and listen to diverse perspectives, even, by people who are, really have polar opposite views than me. And I can assimilate it and make adjustments. So, for instance, one of the big achievements in the past year and a half was I wrote the short-term rental law for Hurley. And it's actually the most restrictive short-term rental law in Ulster County.
Wow.
And we were commended by the Ulster County Planning Board for that.
It's like an Airbnb situation, or?
Yeah, there's 64, I think, different websites that have short-term rentals on them. So it's, Airbnb is one company out of a number that offer that. We require basically that the premises be owner occupied. It must be their legal primary residence.
Oh, nice.
And they have to be on premises during a short-term rental. So,
Nice. So it stops somebody from New York City from buying up all the buildings?
yeah, it stops the speculation, and the goal really is to free up, permanent housing units for
Sure.
folks. Early on in the process, we actually had a little bit more open law where it would allow, a host provision and people from out of town to offer short-term rentals. But we really listened to the community during public hearings and adjusted.
My vision of Hurley is a lot of open space, a lot of big parcels, it's not like,
Fields and-
quarter acre parcels. It's like a couple acre parcels is probably, is there zoning minimums or?
Yeah, there's the standard, subdivision rules and things like that.
It's bigger than the average bear. It's, that in terms of size, right? It seems like you have a lot of open space there, it seems like. Am I wrong?
It does seem like that. Well, there's a couple of large parcels that are up for sale and different things. A lot of the land is owned by Department of Environmental Protection, New York City.
Sure.
So
Because it
surrounds the
or-
reservoir.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Wow. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So a couple of the other things I've done is I introduced the creation of a zoning task force to look at some of the pressing zoning issues that need to really be kind of taken care of right away. And in the meantime, we do have a comprehensive plan happening, and so there'll be a complete zoning overhaul in the next year, 18 months. But it's designed to just be strategic and address things that are pertinent that come up. And we also created a climate smart communities task force that we just had over the weekend, a Greener Living Expo, where we had electric vehicles and all sorts of climate-related.
What's the business community like? Or you said you don't have much of a business, but do you have what kind of businesses are there?
Stewart's. We talked about
Stewart's, right.
So there's a Stewart's in
There's the,
Hurley, but the Stewart's on Route 28 is actually in the town of Woodstock.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
okay.
talking about the one over at by
Yes.
Hurley Mountain Inn.
Right, so we have one Stewart's.
Right.
We have I think 3 restaurants.
So it's not really, there's not a lot of business activity.
Hurley Mountain Inn. What else is?
The Reservoir Inn.
Oh, the Reservoir.
Inn.
And
Good restaurants,
Know
by
that.
the
I
way.
know
Right,
And
right.
Santa Fe.
Oh, yeah.
That's still Hurley.
That's Hurley.
That's really weird. The
yeah.
map is kind of.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have been Woodstock.
By the way, those are 3 great restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have the Hannaford on Route 375 is in the
Okay.
town of Hurley.
That is too.
And Rondout Savings Bank.
Rondout Savings Bank. There's
Tischler Dental, is that?
Tischler Dental is town of Hurley.
God, it
Yep.
is bigger than you think.
It's very spread out. It goes down to parts of DeWitt Mills Road, all the way out to Ohio Mountain.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's. And then out Lucas Avenue, right? Don't you
yes,
go out to Lucas
yeah,
Avenue?
out Lucas
Extension?
Avenue. Yeah, all of that. So I think the most surprising thing over the last 18 months or so is to discover just the how financially sound the town is, yet taxes were kept low, but there has been kind of a lack of investment in infrastructure and facilities.
Yeah.
I know Pat Garrigan was talking about the garage, the highway garage.
The highway garage has been a long-standing issue that's been, known to supervisors for a long time.
Take the can down the road.
Yeah, I mean, the building was built like in the 30s. We've had air quality issues there. The building is a big concrete block building. There's no insulation. The oil bills are pretty considerable. The other thing is the town has not complied with the terms of the contract with DEC on maintaining the leachate system from the closed landfill. So I know that there were recommendations put in place in the early 2000s or mid 2000s that were not implemented just because they didn't want to spend the money. And,
we have only a few minutes. I have to give you a lot of credit. I sat through a couple of town board meetings in Esopus, and I just said, I can't. I just
Bring
can't.
me to the Rotary.
Get me to the Italians.
Yeah.
Get me to No, I mean, it's a
lot.
big.
It's a big undertaking.
It is, I think, and you care, so I mean, that's going to make it even more important. It's important, right, but I have to say, it's critical that we have some good elected officials at the town level, because the way New York State goes, all these small townships are, home rule. It's like whatever happens in the town, the villages, I mean, are a big deal. So tell people why they should vote for you.
Well, I've been at this for almost 2 years. I've demonstrated that I understand the process. I understand how to run meetings. I understand how to write legislation. I'm a really good listener, and to me, it really is all about representing the people who actually live in the town.
Melinda McKnight, thank you for doing this. This is great. And anyone, again, who strives for a public office, elected office, I take my hat off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially these days.
This time.
There's microscopes all over the place.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And emails that emerge.
And emails, right. But you're doing it for the right reasons. The Turpinning family, as you said, has a long-standing commitment to the community service. So thank you for continuing that legacy. Good luck. November 2nd is right around the corner.
Early voting starts on the 23rd of October.
Yeah, there you go. Have you worn out a pair of shoes yet, walking and knocking on doors?
Some, I have to say, I'm not able to do as much of that with the town board responsibilities and things. So
do you give out? Do people give out things now anymore? I mean, like I used to get like an emery board or something.
You said you were never involved in politics.
No, I would get, not give. I ran for the school
Oh.
board in early '90s in Highland, in the town of Lloyd. I had a vowel at the end of my name, so I immediately won.
Yeah, that's
because
all you
they said,
needed.
"Okay, you're Italian, you're in."
You didn't need the emery board.
Highland, no
You're
emery
done.
boards. So, Melinda McKnight, thank you so much for
thanks for
coming
coming
in.
on.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Nice
Good
to
luck
meet
to you, and folks, get out to vote. That's the other thing. And quickly, according to Nina Postupak, there's like 6 or 7 different referendums on the ballot this year, and they're not like one sentence things. You got to look at them, because there's some big changes to the state government, a lot of changes that will impact us, and people should go on the Board of Elections website, read those before you get in, and make an informed decision. Don't just like click yes, 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 or no, 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 no.
Absolutely.
Some of them are worthwhile. Others may not be.
Lawrence looks very.
Some of them are a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew your mind was going.
They are.
I could see it
I'm
in
not
your
trying
eyes.
to hold
He's
back,
like,
but
don't
some
click
of
yes.
them
Don't
are
click yes.
absolute crap.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
So
a few of them are are very
worthwhile.
good.
So, but people have to read them because if you
They
get into
do.
the
You
booth,
have to read them.
Or that's not a booth anymore. You get at your table with your little
Right, no, you're
pen.
right. You're absolutely right. It's not a sentence. Some of them are like a few paragraphs, and you have to read them.
And I also
because
think sometimes too the way they're written, it's like, all right, well, this is one side of the story. What's the other side of the story? And
Right.
you do have to do your homework ahead of time.
You got to do your homework ahead of time, and thank you for bringing that up because
Yeah.
they
Well,
actually
Nina-
one of their guests didn't show up on Tuesday. Tony happened to call in, and that was actually a good segment because it is very important. You got to read those.
Yeah,
you got to read them because
See, that's good stuff to be putting on
it
Facebook.
affects all of us.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. New
so-
York State voters. So, all right. So everybody, be out there. Be kind.
Be kind.
To
I just
kind.
bought
Do a
actually
random
shirt.
act of kindness.
Yes. I just bought a shirt. I thought of you that said "Be kind," and I was going to wear it this morning, but
Yeah.
it was still in the bag. Maybe next
Still have
time. maybe
wrinkles
2
on it.
weeks.
You were still in the bag, so you
No. Yeah, go do something kind for somebody else. Somebody came up to me at the festival, said, "I heard you say that in the radio, and this is what I did." But
that's good.
Yeah, pay it
That's
forward.
good.
So,
Pay
yeah,
it forward.
exactly. So,
I love it.
Good.
Thank
All
you
right.
again for being on, Melinda. Great. Good luck to you. Okay. All the best.
All right, we'll be
Lawrence.
back tomorrow, folks.
Thanks.
Take care.